Massive walls of pure ice gleam in the moonlight. A human man, bound and bloodied, is being led up a frozen staircase. He trips and falls. Large, rough, orcish hands grab him and throw him further up. On your feet, Megit. With a groan of pain, the man stands. An icy blast of wind assaults his face as he glances back down at the long line of other prisoners on the staircase of the massive, frozen ziggurat. Again, one of the orc guards that flank the prisoner line grabs him by his tattered shirt. Inside, now, before I toss you down and we drag your broken body back up. The man looks as if he might resist, but after a moment continues up and eventually reaches the opening halfway to the top. He's led deeper inside as somehow the air grows even colder. By the time he reaches the large open chamber, he can barely breathe. His eyes widen at the sight in front of him. He looks up to the large icy throne and the ethereal figure sitting upon it. The prisoner is shoved over and onto an altar of ice. The large pit below, just out of sight, glows with a faint blue light. Please, please, I have connections in Samel. A member of the council. I'll do whatever you want. I can be useful. You can. With the wave of Enix's hand, a blade swings down. The sound of spraying blood echoes in the chamber, and the pulsing, glowing blue light grows stronger. More. Must have more, Enix thought to himself as the next prisoner was ushered into the throne room. Storm Chasers, you are still in Ornost. You have left the Temple of the Woven Word. After Fentwick had spent a few days doing his research and scribing in his spell book. What would you like to do?
So I assume we take the main road back along the Helduin, back up through Duneshire and then to Nesserok. I don't want to. I mean, as beautiful it is in this time of year, we probably don't want to go through the forests, right?
I thought we were going to go through the underground passage underneath. Do we not need to do that?
Yeah, but that's in Nesselrock.
Ah, right.
We have to get there first.
Sounds good to me then.
Yeah, travel along the road will probably be faster anyway.
Did we want to see if we can get any more potions or magical trinkets? I don't have any money, but maybe one of you all need something. We're going to be warm enough, right? Everybody's got their clothes. Cold weather clothes is going to be cold.
Yeah, we've got our clothes.
Well, the party has about 2,600 gold to spend on stuff.
Yeah, I don't have any potions. Be good to have just as an emergency.
Now you have 3 basic potions of healing.
Yeah, you all remember that you did go to Kedon's Emporium. Poppy brought you there, which is kind of one of the main magic shops here in Ornost, with Kedon Marston being the owner. And you were able to buy some magical items. I believe you guys bought potions, but if you would like to go back, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, we're good to go then. Sounds like we have enough.
Well, maybe they got something just in the last couple of day or so. We'll just swing by there on the way out.
Can't hurt.
I guess we're going to be going then, Hal. You're sure it's safe?
As safe as traveling with 4 of us, 5 of us. Safe as it can be. It's been a hell of a few months, that's for sure. Sure, what's the worst can happen?
Okay. I mean, it's not like I have anywhere else to go anyway.
Do you have anywhere else to go?
No. What do you mean? I mean, you all saved me in Sugod. I have...
All right, then, let's go.
So you would like to stop by Kedon's Emporium on your way out?
Sure.
Someone roll me a D100, please. Roll me a D4. So you stop by Kedon's once more. He does actually have a fresh batch of healing potions He has 3 regular healing potions and 1 superior healing potion. The superior healing potion is actually supposed to be shipped off to Chillwind Pass, but because of your connections, because of his friendship with Poppy, he's willing to sell it to you and make another one to send off.
How much for the whole lot?
It'll be 600 gold for the whole lot.
Might as well. Can't spend gold if you're dead.
Yep.
Good call.
All right. Any other purchases or provisions you guys would like to make? This is the capital city here in the North Ward, so you are able to get any sort of provisions or items you would like. I believe you did a lot of shopping already last season, so
I'm good on potions. Kedon, is there anything in here that you got since the last couple of days? You know, kind of glasses to keep the sun out of your eyes, or glasses to make the dark seem bright as day?
goggles of night, you mean? Unfortunately, no. I don't have that item available at the moment. If you would like to commission, then yeah, sure.
Maybe when we get to where we're going, we can come back here and commission that.
You got it, pal.
So that tool set I left you, how long is that gonna take?
We will say it's done.
Nice.
All right, Kedon. Best of luck.
You too, pal. I hope you like the enchantment, Poppy.
Well, I hope so too. Thank you, sir. Excellent.
Anything for a friend. Are you taking your cart back up, or are you leaving it here in Ornost?
Might as well take it.
Leave it in Nesselrock.
Yeah, well, we can leave it in with Lady Celine. Took good care of him last time. So I think maybe that's a good place we can leave him. Plus, we don't want Marisol traipsing through the mud here as the thaw comes or doesn't. She can ride in the back.
Al, are you implying that I'm not capable of journeying with all of you on foot?
Nope. I'd rather you just have a nice and relaxing trip.
Well, if you put it that way, I won't decline. And she gets up on the cart. And you all begin your journey back to Nestle Rock through the Emerald Pine Forest path. Unaccosted this time, as either the bandit activity previously is no longer active, or maybe they decide to give your group a pass, maybe recognizing you from your previous pass through. I assume you are stopping
Yeah.
to rest
Yep.
when you can. All right. Fentwick, if you could give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh my god, I forgot about these.
And 2 more, please. And after about a week's travel, uneventful, of camping along the road, stopping in Duneshire, and staying at the manor there, having a nice bit of reprieve after the road, you make your way to Nestle Rock and you get there without incident.
Maybe we can stock up on some provisions if we need any or any more.
So I'd say you all are able to add up to 10 rations each.
Put this in the bag of holding. I'm already kind of loaded.
As you approach Nestle Rock, the cold starts to set in. So we're in the height of winter once more.
Not sure how cold it is under the mountains, but once we get on the other side, it'll be really cold. So have your cold weather gear available because it'll get cold.
Yeah. And how, once again, you notice that in Duneshire, it's actually almost as cold as some of your homeland. And then it gets a bit warmer, actually, as you leave Duneshire, and then gets colder again as you reach the White Dagger Mountains. You all stop in Nestle Rock at the inn. It is nighttime as you reach Nestle Rock.
I'd say for those of you who are more accustomed to having a fluffy pillow and something other than dirt and stone underneath you while you sleep, you should probably stay the night. What do you think, Fenwick? It's going to be a little while before we get to a bed, or proper bed again.
Yeah, might as well. I don't see much advantage. So
Mm-hmm.
I won't say no to a little bit of privacy as well. And Marisol looks towards you, Hal.
All right. So 2 rooms. Got it.
She just gives a long look over to Poppy and just sighs. But Roland welcomes you all again into the Spring Inn. Ravina serves you all a nice hot meal, stays and chats with you all a bit. She takes a seat next to Corvain, especially.
Just as a reminder, once we set out tomorrow, if we get to the end of the day and I still have magic left, I can make us good berries. So we can eat that in the morning and keep the rations for emergencies.
Poppy looks into the bag of holding. And, like, you see her counting to herself. 1, 2, 3. We have 70. We have 70 per. We have a lot.
Just in case.
Cor, could you give me just a straight charisma roll, please?
Oh no. Charisma. That sounds about right. 5.
After a bit, Ravina seems a bit flustered and frustrated, gets up abruptly from the table. Well, if you would all like anything else, just let us know, and we'd be happy to accommodate you as always. Excuse me, I have some duties to attend to, and she just walks away hurriedly. Winford meets you all there as well. Well, seems you're all back. I take it you're going to be going on a bit of a journey under and out.
Anything we need to be concerned with in the mines right here at Nestle Rock, Winford?
No, Sir Hal. I've been making sure that we have some men posted near where the cave-in happened. They're not to go in, just to report any strange occurrences that they might notice. And seems to be all clear. So
No issues like last time, Winford? As I give him the steely eye.
I promise, Sir Hal, it's nothing like that.
I look at his arm.
You see his shoulder, where the wound was, and it's still healing. Give me a perception check.
Is he telling the truth?
And you can give me an insight check as well.
That's a 5 and a 5, so 7 total for each.
He has the wound bandaged pretty well, so you're not sure exactly how it looks, but he does still have it bandaged at least. He looks pretty dejected when mentioning the previous occurrences, but he seems to be telling the truth, as far as you can tell.
All right, let's turn in. Get up at the crack of dawn, first thing in the morning, when the sun is still low in the sky, maybe not even up in the sky. It's going to be overcast tomorrow, Belladin, or is it going to snow? Or does it really matter?
Oh yeah, we're going underneath. I mean, I can check for you, but we'll be underground.
All right, good night.
Good night, everybody. Oh wait, while we're here, and Belladin does a tableside dance, getting everybody water breathing.
Yep. Roland and Ravina don't even make a comment at this anymore. Some of the other patrons who haven't seen Laceyette are a bit taken back by your nightly ritual, Belladin.
Look, it's only 10 minutes of dancing. I don't see what the problem is.
Appreciate the guacamole.
We're about to go to sleep. I'll just do a regular casting. So it's only 6 seconds of dance.
And you all make your way to your respective rooms and head in for the night. You all get a long rest.
All right, I'm ready to go. There's a little extra pep in Hal's step, whether that's because he's going home, because he's going home with maybe Queen one day, back to his family, back to the people he knows. through a different route, sort of this time. He's like knocking on Fenthwick's door. Sir Marindale, ready to go?
5 more minutes.
All right. Belladin.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. How's Core doing? You gotta teach him the ways of the world.
Yeah, you probably woke up at the same time as Core, because that's about the time he goes outside to do his little goddess.
How you doing, Core?
Everyone seems sad here.
Yeah, it's been a lot of change, and I think saying farewell always makes people a bit forlorn. But it's also the fact that several people almost died, and one of these people was under a spell for a long time and didn't even realize it. It's complicated.
Let's see. Well, soon they'll learn to celebrate what is left, the life they have left to live.
Yeah. Are you ready?
For the underground,
Mm-hmm. That's where we're going.
I do very well in caves. Let's do it.
Wait, didn't we find you in a cave?
Yep.
Core says that, and Belladin just gives him a smile, like, "Oh, okay. We'll see. We'll see if we can raise your average."
Let's head underground, out of town. Let's go down.
As you all leave the Ale Spring Inn, it's overcast. Bit of a dreary morning. Cold as a light snowfall begins. You take the path out of town north, the mines. As you get to the edge of town, you see Roland there with Winford, and they bid you all farewell and good luck on your journey. As you turn your backs and start walking, you hear a wait! As Irvina comes running up to you, Core. She just looks at you for a moment and gives you a big hug. Stay safe, promise me, okay?
Belladin leans leans over and translates.
She holds out her hand and gives you her handkerchief.
Or Core will wrap it around his wrist and just awkwardly bow.
I don't know what to do with that. She's looking to you, Belladin.
It's a form of farewell for him, maybe.
She awkwardly bows back towards you, Core.
Or nods and smiles.
Over Core's shoulder, Belladin's just giving Ravina a thumbs up, like, yeah.
And she turns and she grasps Marisol's hand and gives her a hug as well, as they had stayed up a bit of the night, chatting before going to bed. Mainly venting their frustrations about certain members of your group. And you head out of Nestle Rock towards the path, towards the mines. And just as you reach the entrance, the sun finally peeks out from behind a cloud as you get one last glimpse of sunlight before you head into the darkness. You go through the mines and various miners greet you till you head the secret passageway that's not so secret anymore. And you see a few miners, pickaxes in their hand, seeming to be guarding the entrance. As they see you all coming, they give you a nod, expecting you all let you pass through.
As we pass in through the darkness, Kyle will alight his glow and he'll shake his shield off his back onto his arm and carry his hammer in his strong hand as he leans over to Maricel and kind of gives her a little whisper in her ear. Stay behind me. Keep you safe. And then he turns and heads into the darkness.
She just nods and looks a bit concerned for a moment before her face hardens in resolve and follows you. And you all make your way through the Underdark to the hidden temple of Siberian that you had found so long ago. You find it empty. And you head through its halls, the chamber in the back, where you'd found an opening leading further into the Underdark.
Do we exactly know where we're going here?
Well, I had an idea about that. We've got this wand of pathfinding. Maybe if Hal used it, since he knows sort of, and he that's what does the air quotes where we are going, maybe it would show us the path.
Here you go. Poppy gives the wand to Hal.
All right, what am I supposed to do with this?
And I instruct him how to, because it doesn't require attunement, how to use it and cast the spell. Like just think about where you want to go. Place you're familiar with.
Okay,
Oh, and you got to concentrate on it.
concentrate. Okay,
Give me a straight intelligence check, please.
Expelliarmus. I'm really not sure what that means, but if I get mad, I'm not going to use this wand.
No. You should use the wand. You should use the wand and definitely roll an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, let's snap it in half.
All right, int check.
Or I guess investigation. It's probably the same thing for you. Not too bad at all. We'll take the first roll of 16. So, surprisingly, Fentwick, Al picks up on your instructions fairly quickly, only needing a few minutes to get down the fine gestures and words of activation for the wand.
Take me home. Take me to the next obvious landmark that I would know as I go through the darkness that led me to the northward.
What location are you fixing on as you cast the spell?
All right, take me to the north side of these mountains.
You are familiar with the northern edge of the White Dagger Mountains here. As we'll say, you had to cross over them to get south. And as Hal finishes casting the spell on the dark, dirt-filled rocky floors, you see glowing almost like a light snow forming a path forward, glowing on the ground.
Ooh, cool.
I will hand the wand back to Fentwick. I'm assuming I don't have to carry it, and take out my hammer and move forward with a little bit of a pep in my step.
Al moves forward into the darkness, and it is pitch black down here. So Hal leads forward, illuminating the area as he goes. The dark rocks, the various fungal growths, deeper and deeper. The first thing you notice after traveling a bit is the air. Now, even in the mines and the temple, being underground, you felt they were a bit stuffy, but obviously those places were meant for habitation and had some sort of ventilation made for them. Here, the air is oppressive, and the temperature grows warmer. You feel almost suffocated with some of the stagnant still air, the humidity around you, as you were led further and further into the Underdark.
Is there any sign of passage?
Give me a survival check.
14.
If you let Belladin know that you're looking, he can help you.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, I would be like, keep your eye out for those footprints of them orcs.
So you can go ahead and roll with advantage. So roll one more time.
Yeah, he would definitely help.
Not better.
And you look around, and it's a lot of hard, rocky surfaces here. A few bits of like moss, and as I said, fungal growth. But you do see some signs here and there of this passage being used. Some drag marks, maybe even an odd footprint, but you can't tell how long ago or how many. And as you all head further in, the paths start to diverge and wind and become a labyrinth that, without your magical guide of soft, snowy path in front of you, you feel like you would have been easily lost down here. I need someone to roll me a d20, please. Wandering the Underdark, being led by Hal's magical guidance, goes without incident.
Ooh, okay.
And eventually, what seems like endless journeying. It's hard to tell. So many places look the same. There's no sunlight here. Ever-present darkness at the edges and the glowing of Hal's gem. It's hard to tell what time it is. But as you feel your muscles start to ache and exhaustion near, Hal, the path in front of you starts to dim as the day is over.
Whew. I'm glad we didn't run into intellect devours. They like suck your brains.
Oh, that's good to know. We should look for a place to sleep.
Yeah, we should. Any place as good as any down here? Want to take a look, Belladin? Here, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's look around.
Help me find something. Wow.
15. Hal's right. It all looks pretty similar down here. You find an area that's at least decent size where you could all camp, as some of the passageways that you've been through have been almost single file.
All right. Yeah, thank goodness. Well, at least this is out of the way.
We're gonna light a fire. Does fire attract things down here? Down? You know what I mean?
I mean, to tell the truth, the smoke might be an issue.
We don't really need a fire. We've got the hut, so warmth isn't an issue.
Well, then the hut will at least help with that because it's always nice and dry inside the hut.
Okay, that's about as much magic as I'm gonna muster today. So let's turn in.
So Belladin's gonna walk around the indentation in the side of the tunnel and just kind of smack his staff against the rocks on the floor, on the walls, on the ceiling where we're gonna put the hut, just to make sure. I mean, we had that one time where something happened. Belladin's never gonna let it go.
Yeah. And for stabbing the ground too. So
Just a quick check.
Maybe once you're done, you can summon Sir Marindale's magnificent mansion. That would be fantastic.
After a moment's racket of your companions hitting rocks and stabbing rocky floors, you all make camp. I assume the dome goes up. Marisol is exhausted. She goes and lays on her bedroll and falls asleep almost immediately. Would you like to set any watches?
probably a prudent idea.
I mean, Core is kind of always creepily keeping watch when you're sleeping in the same room as them, but it's all good.
Right? Does he? So he trances.
He does trance, yeah.
Okay, so when Core's asleep, I can do first watch.
I think
All
I'll
right.
stay up with Belladin to do the first watch.
The only thing that I can perceive being a problem is I do not have dark vision. So, well, Hal and I will stay up while the rest of you pass out and Core trances.
What about Archie and who?
Are the familiars taking a perch anywhere? Keep an eye out.
What do you think, Finthwick? Should you have Archie sit on one of our shoulders just to help?
Yeah, sure.
And then he can peck us in the ear if he sees something.
So as your companions head to sleep on a bit of an uncomfortable, rocky floor, beginning of the night, which you at least know is night, with the spell's end, starts in Belladin and Hal. Begin your watch. I get either 2 perception checks or 1 with advantage.
Yeah, Hal will probably take one by himself, being a little bit on an edge under the mountains here.
Oh, and it being warm too? That's got to be weird.
I'll use lucky.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you get him a day, right? Oh, that's better.
It's a 12 and a 17.
And you both hear a bit of chittering and scurrying in this chamber around you, but it's small and insignificant.
Going home, huh?
Can't wait to get home.
Yeah. I'm on the other end of the continent. I gotta tell you, the weather's quite different. It's more like it is in here, actually. Kind of warm and humid.
So just awful.
Yeah, you get used to it. It's kind of all I've known, right? So I was cold a lot of the time coming up here, just because it wasn't so warm. It's gonna be freezing. Well, not for you when we get out of here. How do you feel about being called back?
I'll be honest, it's going to be great to be home and to see all my, or who's left.
Oh man.
Start a new kingdom. As he glances towards Maricel, we'll see what happens, but it's not going to be festivities. It's those folks we saw in the temples are nothing like their frigid outlander brethren. When they come, and they will come, there'll be hundreds of them, and they will not stop until the last man is, especially now, this whole Square Enix thing is staring us right in the face.
At least they have a release soon, so that should help relieve some of the pressure.
Yeah.
Is this the 16th time this has happened?
I mean, it goes back a prophecy for generations. The blades splinter the tribes across the northern frigid outlands, and we hunker down in our fortress of cells in the mountains, and we fight until the last man.
Wow. Hopefully us being there with you will make some sort of difference.
I'm sure it will. That's why my uncle sent me down south to gather a group of, well, first learn the tactics of the fighters in the south, and then bring back able-bodied men and women, because that's what he says we will need. But we'll also need friends.
Belladin will just kind of smile at him at that point and look at him and say, well, I was going to say that you succeeded on both accounts, able-bodied men and women. Well, first looking at the rest of the party and then looking at his girlfriend. But then he said friends. That's when Belladin say, you succeeded on all accounts. I'm glad we could be here for you.
Now we just got to make it back and not frozen.
Yeah, I mean, if it keeps getting warmer, we're going to have to deal with the heat and then the freezing. But maybe I can help you deal with the heat, and then you can help me deal with the cold.
Do you want me to hug you?
No, it's way too warm. Well, no, in here it's nice. But I don't know. If you need a hug, I can give you a hug.
When we get out on the tundra.
For warmth. Yeah, no, that works. It's gonna be fun. I know this is like terrible things are happening in the world, and we've had to fight dragons and all kinds of terrible things. I'm sorry, worms, serpents, whatever they're called here. But I left my home in search of mysteries and seeing the world. And now I get to see your home.
I mean, with this Enix person and these lieutenants of Valinar, whatever they were, I mean, maybe you'll actually see some dragons. More dragons, let's say.
What a time to be alive. But let's is Core, are you, well, I was gonna say awake, but that's not really.
Semi-conscious, yeah.
Yeah.
While you're having this conversation, Core, you enter your trance and you meditate, and your breathing slows and your mind empties as you've been taught. Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wow. 11.
And you feel your mind empty and the warm air around you as your consciousness begins to float as it has so many times before. But suddenly you feel cold wind on your face. The temperature around you has dropped significantly. You hear a voice. So, you come to call on me now, is it?
Tor open his eyes and look around. Is the voice fully disembodied, or does he see somebody?
You open your eyes, and you're standing on a balcony made of pure ice, overlooking a vast tundra, impossibly high mountains in the distance, which for you is quite a sight, as the Twin Spire Mountains are the tallest in Alari, but these would dwarf them. And standing at the edge of the balcony, you see an ethereal figure glowing, made purely of ice. Interesting. Blood calls, huh? Well, welcome.
Where am I? Where are we?
So you did not mean disturb my thoughts then? You are an interesting one, cousin.
Cousin?
The only place you recognize this figure from is from the sacred grove, as he appeared and ordered the destruction of the heart tree and the capture of both you and Fenthwick. This appears to be Enix. Here you are. Are you so ignorant that you do not know the power in your veins, boy?
I am learning. As long as I'm strong enough to help out Hal. That's all I need.
Oh. The foolishness of youth. You are interesting. I've called upon your forefathers for countless ages now. You're the first to come to me. Tell me, young one, what do you think you and your companions think you will accomplish?
Whatever we need to stop you.
Why? Do you know what it is I'm doing? Do you know what it is that I want?
You were banished to the north for a reason. Whatever it is, we need to keep it away from our homelands.
Do you know nothing of your history? Our history, boy. Banished to the north. I was taken and then betrayed. You know nothing. Your friends know nothing. You will stop nothing. Now, be gone till I call on you. And with the wave of his hand, feel your consciousness return once more to that empty place as you hear Belladin's voice calling to you.
Are you D-trance? D-untrance? Out?
Uh,
Out trance?
Yeah, you probably see Kor startle for the first time from you calling his name.
Whoa.
Belladin, as you call out to Kor and you see him startled as he opens his eyes, as his startled breath leaves his body, that fog of cold breath.
You okay there, buddy?
My trance is confusing. I speak with the dead.
You were speaking with the dead? Is that something you do?
Sometimes, not on purpose, but usually it's memories. This was a conversation. This was Enix.
I'll look at Hal. You were speaking with Enix.
Kor will nod.
I will repeat that in common. He says he was speaking with Enix during his trance.
Well, tell him the next time he speaks with Enix that we are coming home and we will take the war to him and his.
I'll give Hal a look like, okay, foregoing the element of surprise. Okay then. And I'll say that to Kor, but after I say that, I will ask, so do you want to talk about what your conversation was about? I mean, anything you can share with us may be helpful.
Kor will repeat what he said, what he heard from Enix, and then say, He might be trying to confuse me, but I don't have any more information on what he meant.
Cousin, huh?
But I mean, I assume he was just referring to the children of Isil.
Right. I don't know. Maybe in the morning we should talk to everybody about it. But thank you for telling me about that. That is worrying. I guess he's going to call on you at some point based on what he said. So maybe this won't be the last time you talk to him during a trance. Feel free to pass along Al's message. um, yeah, wow. Do you want to take watch? Do you feel up to it? Or, I mean, one of us can stay up a little while longer at least until someone else can wake up.
No, I could probably use the time to clear my head. I'll take lunch.
All right, well, we're here. So if you need anything.
I will also shake Poppy awake.
Our turn yet.
You can sleep longer if you choose, but it seems like the others are going to sleep.
Well, who can help out?
All right. I guess little ones, we will keep them safe, and Moore and his animal menagerie will keep watch.
Yep, as you are left alone with your thoughts of the strange interaction that had happened during your trance. Give me a perception check, please.
Sure, they each roll at advantage normally if they're keeping watch, but 22 for me.
And the time passes by, and you are left with your thoughts, four, and one keeps coming back to you almost unbidden. Who am I? But you all awaken after gaining a long rest.
Let me see that stick again, Fentwick.
Yes, here is the stick.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Don't play with fire. She's extremely litigious.
Hal, once again, you make the proper gestures and arcane chanting, and the ethereal, snowy path appears in front of your feet once more.
It is really pretty and impressive given how warm it is in here.
Let us head forth and keep your eye out for some footprints, if you can see them, Belladin.
Oh, good call. Yes. So that's what Belladin will be focusing on. Of course, he's going to be taking notes on all the different lichen down here, all the different mushrooms that they find, just fauna and flora of any type. But yeah, he'll also be looking for any paths, any tracks.
Give me a survival check.
Yes, sir. There it is.
As you take careful note and you become hyper aware of the nuances of this environment around you, which at first seemed kind of repetitive and dreary and unnoticeable, all just rocks and, as you said, lichen and moss and mushrooms, you start to understand, and you do start noticing faint hints of passage made here. And you notice some tend to be more animalistic in nature, perhaps natural denizens, natural creatures here under the mountains, and some more humanoid, just the height of some of the disturbances in the moss. The barest hint of footprint left in a bit of dirt here, with nothing else to disturb it. And you do notice that this passageway has been used by humanoids recently. I wouldn't say probably within the past 2 weeks. It's been used pretty heavily for that.
I will point all of that out to the group as we are working our way down.
You do notice at one point, Belladin, though, that these markings of passage veer off into another tunnel than the one that the magic that guides you having you follow.
Okay. I will point down in that direction, saying, many have traveled, but they went that way. Or came from that way. So the movement's back and forth, yeah, either direction.
Yes.
Came through here and returned, maybe. Maybe this is the path that they came through, but it's not the way your wand is leading us.
I would say with the natural 20, actually, you do notice even some worn track marks of almost as like heavy laden carts going back and forth.
Oh, they brought supplies through.
So do you want to go that way, or you just want to keep following this?
Well, that was 2 weeks ago. I think we should trust in the power of the magic, unless everyone else thinks we should investigate it while we're down here. You're pretty smart, Fenthwick. What do you think?
Just because they went that way doesn't mean it's the most direct path. But then again, it might be a better path. So I have no firm opinion.
Do we flip a coin? What do you think, Core? I explained the situation to Core, and then Poppy's, I imagine, around to hear this conversation.
I mean, eventually we will get to the other side.
Poppy is munching on a drumstick. He says a few things, but you don't quite understand because she's chewing.
The magical path.
All right.
Hal's magical path.
And this Hal confidently continues forward, following the guidance of the ethereal snow. I would like someone to roll me a d20, please.
See, now I wasted it.
And you continue on through the winding passages of rock and stone. And the monotony, more than anything, is starting to wear on you all. As eventually, the path fades. As another day has gone by. Uneventful. Making your way through the Underdark.
Well, could have gone worse. Should we try and find another spot?
Less rocky, more comfortable.
18's better than I rolled last time.
And you do find a bit more comfortable spot, Belladin. There's a bit more moss growing in a large patch that would add a bit of comfort to those who might require it to put their bedrolls on.
There we go. There we go. Let me just stab it a couple times, make sure it's not alive. Who's doing first watch tonight?
I can stay up and take a look around.
I nominate you, Fenthwick. You didn't take a watch.
I don't mind taking a watch.
Thank you. And then you just watch as Belladin, once the dome is up, just passes out.
Fenthwick and Hal, go ahead and give me 2 perception checks, or 1 with advantage. And your watch is yours.
I'm just going to perceive through Archie.
9 for Hal.
So I guess 14.
I think Hal will be feeling the weight of the tons of earth over his head and probably not say much to Fenthwick.
Who are you all waking up for the second watch?
Core.
Yeah, Core seems the reasonable choice.
Core will come out of his trance.
As it's Core, just you alone there, I'll say that your watch goes by without incident other than a few pecks on your head and on a few scratches of talons on your shoulder from your animal companions who were keeping watch with you.
Or he's just intently searching for whatever they see because he was told that's the signal for something's wrong.
And eventually you do see some mice scurrying by.
Good eye, little ones.
But you all awaken with another night's rest.
Let's do the stick trick again.
And again, your magical snowy guide laid out in front of you through the winding passages, deeper, further down, and then back up, and then winding to the left. Till eventually the narrow passage opens up into a large, vast cavern ahead of you. And Hal, as you get near to the opening and the gem of brightness illuminates the area, you see the edges of water in front of you. Still dark and murky.
Does the path lead across the lake?
You continue forward, and yes, the path continues across this vast, and it is vast, probably hundreds of feet across both ways, both wide and across.
One moment, gentlemen and ladies.
With your passive perception, especially with the gem glowing, you look around at this huge cavern, and you notice 2 things immediately. Well, I'd say 3 things. The water is pitch black. You cannot see through it. Second thing you notice is that the walls of this cavern glitter ever so slightly in the gem's light. And the third thing you notice, at the edge of the light, what appears to be a large piece of stone. But this can't be natural. It's at a perfect 90-degree angle at the edge.
I think we should look around, but once we're ready to cross, I can take care of that.
The path leads across. I mean, we have to go across anyways, so let's go back into the tunnel. You cast your little thingy that let us walk across the water or the river or whatever. And then it lasts for a while, right? Like an hour, you said?
An hour, yeah. So we shouldn't take too long to cross, but we should definitely check out the thing on the shore before we make our way across. That's why I was saying maybe we should. But no, I'll cast it now. That's a good point.
As you all feel a bit of buoyancy under your feet for a moment as the spell is cast, then settles.
Maybe your birds can go take a look at that thing over there before we just run over there.
Sure. How far away is this structure?
I would say it's not far. Maybe
More than 100, less than 100.
the edge of this slab was just past probably 60 feet, where you're getting like the faintest sight of it. So if you would give me perception checks for your familiars if you're sending them over.
Okay, so we'll make sure to tell who to stay away from the water for now.
Through Archie's sight, you notice that this does indeed to be a large stone slab worked to a perfect rectangle. And Archie sees what appears to be a small humanoid corpse, desiccated, laying on top of it. What Who notices as well, that Archie doesn't, is there appears to be faint trace of an arcane circle all across the altar. Who notices one more thing? On the ground, near the altar, what looks to be a pristine longbow laying among the moss and muck that is on the rocks here near the edge of the shore.
So who will just do a flyby and then fly back, and then as soon as who comes back, Poppy will come out of her trance and relay that info to everybody.
So don't get on the stone, but there's shining by the stone.
Yeah, body. Did you say there was a magical circle underneath the body?
Yeah, so like the slab has runes on it.
It's just right there. We can go take a look. Is there magic? Somebody tell me if there's magic. Like, I can only do so much magic per day.
Yeah. Don't tax yourself. Yes, I will cast detect magic as a ritual.
So you spend the 10 minutes or 11 minutes casting detect magic, and you do get 2 hits. One, large, is the stone altar itself, and then closer to the shore, what appears to be a glowing longbow.
And what schools of magic?
Enchantment on the longbow and conjuration on the altar.
Yeah, probably shouldn't disturb the altar.
Oh, it's still active?
It's it's thrown off some magic.
Ooh, okay.
And we still grab the bow.
Marisol, go grab the bow.
Oh no. We got two owls.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
That honeymoon ended quickly.
He runs into the Underdark, never to be seen again.
Yep.
Oh.
The big bad has been born.
Yeah, Core's asking, but if you don't tell him yes or no, he's just gonna go to the bow.
Just keep your distance from the altar. I'm gonna come within 15 feet just to make sure if anything happens, I'm close by to help.
Before you screw with that bow too much, you probably should let me check it out.
Oh yeah, we're gonna bring it back.
Was the bow sitting like in? Was it just on the ground somewhere? Does it seem to be purposefully put there? You know what I mean?
Just laying on the ground.
Near the circle, in the circle, across the circle.
It's not on the altar. It's on the ground. near the altar.
In fact, why don't you let me grab the bow?
Oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna magically grab it?
Yes.
Ah, smart. Hang back, Or. Fenthwick's got it.
Or stops reaching for it. Looks back like, what's happening?
I'll get within 30 feet and mage hand the bow.
It lifts up in your mage hand, and you bring it back towards you without incident. And it's kind of gross, right? There's moss growing over it. The wood and the bowstring look to be perfectly intact.
I'll prestidigitate away all the grime.
And with the amount of dirt and grime that's on this bow, Fenthwick, I would say you'd be able to tell this has been here for a very, very, very long time. But you prestidigitate it away, and it's a beautiful longbow.
I'm not in a hurry. I'll sit down and see if I can see what I can see about this thing. And I'll sit down and try to identify the bow.
Belladin, give me a perception check. As you cast Identify from the bow, I believe it is a +1 longbow, but I just want to double check. What was the bow that was dropped by the Elven princes so long ago?
I will tell you momentarily.
Like I remember.
It's in your notes somewhere, probably.
What was what did how Legolas drop?
That was that little creature that got jacked up years ago. Sheesh.
Wait, is that so? This is that same cavern?
Yeah.
Sorry, did you just say how Legolas?
Oh yeah, you know he did.
What do you mean?
Yes, why, yes, you did. Why? Why do you ask?
Just making sure I'm delusional.
I'm pretty sure it was a +1.
Belladin, as you sit in this cavern longer, you just start to feel a bit of unease, as if there's someone or something watching all of you. Just get that feeling, the hairs on the back of your neck.
Yeah, so during that time, Belladin is looking around, and Core and I imagine Poppy would notice because Hal and Fenthwick are looking at the bow that the petals on the staff of the woodland starts to glow a little bit, like not enough to provide light, but just it's usually what happens when Belladin goes to cast magic with the staff, and if either of them look over, he says there's something unsettling about this cavern. I don't know if we're safe right now.
Should we double back to that
Safe.
crossroads?
Safe. We are in the Underdark. Safe is a relative term.
Right. I don't know if dark liquid is empty.
Snow goes that way.
Foul points.
So, at this point, you have traveled a long time since the passageways diverged.
Yeah, I say we do it. We just need to be prepared to fight if we need to.
Very well. Grab the bofa and we'll go.
If we do get attacked in the middle, I could always throw down a horizontal wall of force. It would give us a platform to stand on. That something couldn't come up from underneath us on.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, our feet should keep us above the liquid for another.
If there are things in the water, I don't really want to be standing on the water.
That's a good point. Who can use the bow?
Nightingale?
You don't have a magical weapon?
Well, Nightingale? She can use it.
What did he say?
Isn't that your girl's name? Isn't her name the Blue Nightingale? Am I going crazy?
She literally sings like that's her magical weapon, or at least it was on me.
So you're saying she can't use a bow? I mean, I'm not the one who's assuming that his girl's not talented enough to use the bow. That's you. Put that on record.
As you look at this longbow, you do notice it is of ancient elven make.
Well, yeah. I mean, if no one needs it, then Cor will use it just for the history. Would Belladin mind if I hand you mine and then take the one with the history?
Yeah, no, I could definitely use this. Cool. All right, well, I have a martial option if that's the best course during combat now. Thank you, guys.
Well, before we start to cross, Poppy will put up her hood on her cloak.
Yeah, you could either go across, or it'll probably cost you another day's travel to double back.
I don't want to wait. Let's go back towards the middle of the lake and we'll go across together. like Fenthwick said, hey, if something comes up, you can put a little platform that we can all dance on, that we can all walk on, and we can be good to go. So we don't get pulled under like last time.
So there was a last time.
Do you remember underneath the stone pit prisons, there was that lake, and then the thing on the ceiling tried to reel us in, and then the Hydra kind of the thing of many heads
felt familiar. Yeah.
Yep. So instead of a stone walkway, we can use your invisible walking platform.
I do want to say the water does look brackish, maybe even flammable, and I'll look at Core. I promise not to light it on fire.
Water can burn.
Maybe you should see if it burns now. Core goes in the other room.
Okay, so this is the problem with that. If the lake burns, and does anyone have a cup?
Have a what?
Cup?
Just try to light the lake on fire, you coward.
No, because what if the whole thing goes on fire? Then we can't cross it.
Yes, I have a cup. Would you like the athletic cup or
I also
You guys
no,
think you mean like an athletic
the
cup?
teacup?
Or
sorry. So I have a mess kit because I'm an adventurer. So I take out my cup and I get some of the black water and I take it to the side and I pour it into a little indentation in the rock and I try and light it on fire.
It does not light.
Okay, good news, everybody. Water does not appear to alight, but I think I'm never going to use this cup again. So I'm just going to leave it here because this water is nasty. Well, actually, wait a minute. Don't you have prestidigitation?
Yeah. You start to leave the cup behind. I just pick it up and clean it and go, what's your problem?
Oh, thank you. No, it's look, I've been around some nasty water where I come from. This is beyond anything I've ever seen before. And they have acid lakes where I live. Let's walk across.
Stay close, Marisol.
So how much time has passed? Like 30 minutes?
I would say 30 minutes.
Okay, I recast Water Walk because this is ridiculous. I don't want us to get halfway and be like, oh no, we're screwed, because I don't know. Belladin's paranoid, so he recasts Water Walk. It takes another 10 minutes, and then we go.
And you take a step onto the water. A bit of a ripple appears as the magic is pressed against the surface. Nothing happens.
All right, let's just go across. Marisol, stay in between all of us. Let's make kind of a circle around around the NPCs.
And you all head across the lake, protecting Marisol in the center. Belladin, when you get about halfway, the first thing you notice is the sound. And at this point, the gem of brightness doesn't reach the walls and ceilings of this cavern. You can't see them. But you notice the sound coming from all around you. Starts off one tiny bit, then grows louder and louder, as if 1,000 chittering of tiny wings has taken flight.
I tell the party.
And you all now hear it, as it's this cacophony of buzzing. And as you're making your way across, you see, Belladin, you're the first to see it at the edge of the light. All around you would appear to be pitch black cockroaches. Thousands upon thousands of them are surrounding you and flying towards you all.
Yeah, I remember. We ran last time.
So are we close? Which side of the lake are we closer to?
We're in the middle.
Okay, so might as well just go forward, I guess.
Yeah, just run. I mean, we can run on top of the water, so.
You all start running. It's going to be 3 rounds to get across for all of you at your slowest speeds. The light starts to fade as you are pressed in with thousands upon thousands of these tiny, not tiny, they're about the size probably of maybe like an orange, cockroaches, pitch black, press in and swarm around you. And you feel their tiny bites on your flesh. I need, first of all, everyone to make con saves. 3 rounds of this. Okay, so we have a 12 from Fentwick, an 18 from Belladin, 19 from Core, 21 from Hal, 18 from Poppy, and a 5 from Marisol. Fentwick and Marisol fail. You both take 7 points of piercing damage, and the rest of you take 3. And I also need Fentwick and Marisol to make wisdom saving throws. So that's first round. As you feel this swarm pressing in, as I said, it's almost pitch black now as even they surround Hal's gem and suffocate the light within it. And you feel this almost otherworldly hunger coming from these insects. I need another round of Constitution saving throws, please.
I think Cal's gonna see as they come closer, get closer to Marisol, and as they swarm around, he's gonna use his gem of brightness to burst out a 30-foot cone or 30-foot radius around him, and each creature in the cone must make a saving throw as struck by a beam created with the second command word. That command word, it's a DC 15 con save.
So I will say that bright flash of light, of magical light, pushes back the swarm around Marisol, so she does not have to make a save this round.
I'll run up beside Poppy and try to get us at least 10 feet away from everybody else, and thunderstep us forward 90 feet.
So both of you are brought forward, so you have 1 round less to deal with, but you will still need to make one more. So I'll say that you take this. You can take this con save with advantage. Both you and Poppy.
Can we still choose to go into the water? How does that work?
I think you can't. I think you get like shunted back onto the surface after a moment.
I'd like to. I guess would that mean? Well, I would get shunted back up, so I can't even like swim, right? Like I can't even tread water or anything like that.
I think so. I think it yeah. After you go down, you can go down, but it literally shunts you right back up. So, if is anyone else doing anything or taking their actions to dash?
I was looking at my spells. There's not really anything that's going to help here, so I'm just going to dash.
All right, con saves from everyone.
Poppy, don't forget, Poppy can actually run farther because she can dash and then also dash again as a
Mhm.
bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying Poppy runs off by herself?
I mean, Poppy got moved 90 feet forward and then can move dash. You know what I mean? Like Poppy could be out of the water in this turn.
Well, that's why I was wondering if we could swim because it'd even be farther if she was able to get into the water.
Oh, Belladin and Poppy, you failed your con saves, so you take 12 points of piercing damage, and I need wisdom saving throws.
Wisdom.
Man, I'm worried. I'm very worried about Maribel.
Did an 11 pass?
Oh, where are you, Core? No, so you take
Okay.
12, and I need a con save as well, or wisdom
Oh,
save
wisdom
as well.
save. Got it, yeah. 21 on the wisdom.
Poppy, as you feel these tiny bites sink into your flesh, you feel their hunger, and you get the sense, you feel this dark dread sink into the pit of your stomach, and you feel yourself start to weaken. I need you to mark a point of exhaustion, please. But I will say, Poppy, with your speed now, and because of Fentwick, bringing you forward 90 feet, this was the last round you had to take. One more round.
I think Hal's going to use his gem to clear the path for Marisol.
Because you're not dashing, Hal, you would have 1 extra round. So Belladin, 6 points of piercing damage. Fentwick, 6 points of piercing damage, and I need a wisdom save from Fentwick. Core, you take 3 points. And Hal, I need a con save. Perfect. 3 points of piercing damage. As the rest of you make it out to the other side of this to the entrance of this other side of the cavern. But Hal, almost now half carrying Marisol and using his gem to push the swarm away from her, I need one more con save, Hal. And are you doing this? I'm assuming you're doing the same.
I'll use lucky. It's another 5, 14,
That's 6 points of piercing damage. I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
15.
15. Just make it. As you all now make it to the other side of this cavern, and as you reach the shore, these insects do not follow. As you see them now, the swarms now pulling back, and you see them now once again covering the walls of this cavern. But you've made it to the other side. Marisol is not looking good. Even that one bit that she's taken.
That's 9 points to Marisol.
Do we have any idea how many hit points Marisol actually has?
No idea. Another 10.
That was terrible.
Then that's 10 to Core. That's 6 to Fenthwick. And that's a 10 to Hal. I somehow took like the most damage, or maybe I just have less health, so I'm gonna heal myself as well.
What the hell was that? Were those things?
Bugs of some kind.
And you see the inner light in Hal's gem kind of, it's a lot softer than it was just a few minutes ago. That's just narrative 4. I don't have a whole bunch of charges left.
Poppy, that feeling of dread is still gnawing at the pit of your stomach. Almost like you're starving. I need you to know that you are afflicted with the hunger of Akishigo.
Is this a curse of some sort?
The first thing she does is take out another drumstick out of the ration pack, the fresh ration pack.
I say we keep going as long as the light is
Yeah,
visible, the path. Let's move forward.
agreed. That was awful.
Get away from that cavern.
Yes, please. I never want to come back here again.
We're just quietly taking notes. Girls do not like underground caverns.
Do you say that out loud as you write notes?
I'll whisper it in Sylvan.
I've got a pretty high passive. Do you want me to roll to see if I hear you?
No, you get it.
I get it. I'll just lean over and be like, I think it was also the bugs, but maybe even mostly the bugs.
All right. Core crosses out underground caverns and right bugs.
And the fact that they bit us, that was just nasty.
Cross out biting bugs, question mark.
Probably all of the above, if you really think about it. Because I'm not looking at what you're writing, I'm just talking. So I don't realize that you're like crossing stuff out and rewriting stuff, and I'm just screwing up your notes now. Let's follow the snowy path.
Yes, let us follow the snowy path.
And after the harrowing events of the cavern, the rest of your journey seems pretty uneventful. And eventually the path fades.
Time for Sir Marindel's magnificent mansion again. All right. Find a place, build it in, maybe a good place. Maybe a soft place with no bugs.
That is my sincere hope. 22 is the best I've done so far.
This time you find a prime spot, kind of tucked away, almost mini cavern along the passageway. But the air almost feels a bit lighter. There might be some sort of maybe natural passageway that might lead up to the surface, or maybe you're closer to the surface at this point. You're not sure. But the air feels a little bit lighter, fresher. You make camp for the evening, and all of your watches go uneventful, and you all wake up with the benefits of a long rest.
Does Poppy's exhaustion fade?
Except for Poppy. Poppy, you did not sleep well. You kept coming in and out of sleep, and when you did seem to sleep, you had visions. These many faceted red eyes. Are they your eyes? Or the eyes staring at you? You're not sure, and the hunger is constant. I need to make a constitution saving throw for me, please, as you did not gain the benefits of a long rest. I need you to mark another point of exhaustion for me, please.
I have a charm of healing. Can I use it to take away Poppy's exhaustion?
I wouldn't know. I don't think you're aware of it yet, as Poppy has not said anything.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Poppy certainly looks exhausted. I mean, she has bags under her eyes are red, her hair is frazzled at this point.
She doesn't seem her usual peppy self.
And the night before, She explicitly said that she's not going to take watch. Do not wake her up.
Can I see if something's wrong with Poppy?
You can go ahead and give me a medicine check. Anyone can, if they'd like. Very nice. As she said, there are bags under her eyes. Yeah, she looks haggard and tired, almost like she hasn't slept for days on end. Her cheeks look almost sunken, as if she hasn't eaten for days.
You feeling okay, little one?
But she has been eating. Even a little bit. Yes. In fact, I need to remove some of the rations. She's been probably gorging for a little bit.
Is everything okay, little one?
I am so starving. Real quick, DM, the hunger that you're talking about, is there any particular type of hunger you're looking for? Does everybody look like meatsicles?
Yeah, I turned you into a zombie. And we're all
like,
Let's just say that anything that an insect would be more attracted to seems more appealing to you. So probably like the hard packed bread, no. But maybe some of the sweet fruits.
yeah, the good stuff.
Or the meats. And if any of them are starting to go off a little bit, those ones especially seem appealing. But you all notice that there is something off with Poppy.
You all right, little one? Like, you don't seem yourself. You smell a little funny too.
nope, I don't feel like myself. Do you have any more food?
You haven't stopped eating, but that's not any different.
It's a bit more than usual.
Yeah, if it's more than me, it's more than usual.
Oh.
Do you know what's wrong, Belladin?
What do you think, Fenthwick? I mean, the only thing that's changed was the beetles. The things we got bit by. That's the only thing that's
Yeah.
happened.
They could have imparted some disease or worse. Well, I mean, I can do something, but it's a shot in the dark.
I mean, we're in the Underdark, so we can call it a shot in the Underdark.
Well, I can try to use the charm of healing to. I mean, I can do a greater restoration, so I can attempt to remove any curse, if it is in fact a curse.
Let me check to see if it's poisoned first, because I have lesser restoration. Yeah, not blinded, not deafened. She's definitely not paralyzed. She's been stuffing food in her face since she woke up. So, wait, woke up. Did you sleep, Poppy?
Yeah, but I kept waking up throughout the night. And then I was having weird dreams. Oh my god.
Well, lethargy. All right, let's just try lesser restoration first. Let's just see if this will clear it.
I mean, based on your medicine checks, you would, like I said, you look. She looks exhausted, like she hasn't slept for days. The physical symptoms are as I described. She looks malnourished.
So it looks far worse than a single restless night.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, like she hasn't slept for days. All right, so then I try lesser restoration first to see if it's some type of poison in her system, because that is much less of an ask than a greater restoration or a one-use charm. So does that have any effect?
You cast your spell, Belladin, of lesser restoration, doesn't, and Poppy, you feel the same.
So does it this also removes diseases. So if it's a disease, it could also remove that. It's neither a disease nor any of these other conditions. So I think you're up next, Fenthwick.
Okay, I'll use the charm and try to remove any curses.
Oh, is that the charm from the Sentinel Wood?
Oh yeah, I think it is.
I would say, yeah, using one of the charges of the charm of healing, Poppy, you instantly feel better. And you all see now the bags under her eyes lessen. Her cheeks kind of fill in once more. Get that rosy quality to them again. So you can remove the hunger from you, Poppy. But I would say it cures 1 point of exhaustion. You still have 1 point of exhaustion left from not being able to sleep last night.
Okie dokie.
Good call, Fenthwick.
Oh, I feel so much better. Fezziwick, thanks.
And with that, I
Yeah.
take it back.
Yeah. Poppy feeling better, still looking a bit tired, but now this looks more like just a restless night's sleep. And Marisol kind of is. She leaves your side, Hal, for the first time in this journey, and is just doting over Poppy, making sure that she's feeling better and kind of looking to her needs for the moment, as she was very concerned for her friend.
No, that's good. That's good, Hal. That was pretty terrifying. It's best if she focus on someone else rather than think about the things that we can go through down here.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move forward. Let's see if we can get out from underneath these mountains. I'm ready to smell the fresh air of the tundra. I can't wait for you guys to see the Watchers past the Nordenverder, Vardmatter. You, it's an amazing sight.
Something to look forward to. Let's go.
All right, we do the stick trick.
Yep, following Hal's lead once more, you continue on the winding labyrinth paths of the Underdark here.
Poppy will ask, Marisol, can I get on your back?
Of course, dear. Come on.
So Poppy gets on, and literally like 2 minutes later,
Loud, ripping snores echoing.
there's that anime sleep bubble, the
Mm-hmm. And after just a few short hours, Hal, being in the lead, you do notice the air becoming crisper, colder, fresher. And you notice that the passageway ahead is not dark, as the area past your gem of brightness is illuminated. And the icy breeze goes past you, and you smell that cold smell of the tundra for the first time in a long time. And you all eventually exit from beneath the White Dagger Mountains, and you look out to a vast, frozen landscape. You've arrived. You've made it to the Frigid Outlands, or, as Hal and the people of the North call it, Brodheim.